what's your next article?
There's so much. I want to do the flyover. I'm going to listen to the sound of the newspaper on loop when I edit this.
You could make it as like the theme song somehow. Can you use that newspaper? I love it.
The article that I've picked out comes from the March 16th newspaper. That was Friday. That was 2 days ago. And the article is really based on the Tiger Bay meeting that talked about the flyover. So two things. First of all, Tiger Bay is where local politicians, business people, citizens get together and they talk about the events of the day.
I have not been to the Manatee. I've been to Sarasota many, many times.
Okay, it is my experience having gone to just one.
Have you been to both?
No.
Maybe we should do that. We should try.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yes.
So you can also see them on METV.
Really?
Yeah. So you can go on. So they did the last. So you can get onto YouTube and you can see this last Tiger Bay, where Councilman Byrd and who was the other speaker? Oh, okay, David Hutchinson of the Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization. He's the executive director. So they talk about the flyover and the pros and the cons. Well, it's a proposed road that would go over the Bradenton downtown area to alleviate the traffic congestion that happens right there at 64 and where the bridges come over from Palmetto. The proposal for the flyover is not yet out. The FDOT, the Florida Department of Transportation, is putting together this proposal. It would take many years in order to complete. We're going to get a new green bridge anyways in 5 years. It's just slated to be fixed. But that's not going to alleviate the traffic problem. So the question is, so this is really interesting. The article starts out, the one thing everyone agrees on when it comes to alleviating traffic congestion between Bradenton and Palmetto is that something must be done, which is really interesting because I do not agree that something actually must be done. So, first of all, I'm very conservative in a couple ways, and one of them is that I don't believe that simply because a problem exists that we must now find a solution, because I don't believe all problems are equal. And so I think that we have to think about problems from a larger kind of 30,000 foot perspective, and we have to ask, is this really the most important thing for our area to be focusing on right now? Because there are potential downsides. It's just like giving somebody new medication. There is going to be side effects. There are going to be side effects. The question is, what are the side effects? We don't even know what the side effects are going to be because human behavior is so unique. We know that lots of traffic problems have been we've tried to alleviate by adding in extra lanes or extra roads, and what we find is that actually the congestion does not get better. It does not clear up. We simply have more roads that we've created. It just spreads out. And there are crazy YouTube videos of traffic congestion in China where they just have these like 12 and 15 lane highways that they've created because they think that it will solve the bottleneck, and everybody just bottlenecks at the same stretch because all the cars are going as quickly as possible. So instead of a traffic jam that's this long, it's a traffic jam that's this long but this wide. Okay, so first of all, I'm not convinced that that doing something is going to fix anything. The second reason why I don't think we necessarily have to do anything about this is because automated vehicles are really going to kick into high gear in the next 5 years.
I hope so.
And that is going to alleviate so many traffic congestion problems. 1/3 of those people are just driving through downtown Bradenton. They're not stopping. They're just driving straight through. And that presumably would be who the flyover is for.
Right.
But if you use the flyover, presumably you'd have to, if you wanted to stay in downtown Bradenton, you'd have to go out of your way and then come back in order to get to downtown Bradenton. I've had a chance to talk to two individuals who've worked in traffic in Manatee and Sarasota counties, but two individuals who've been affiliated with traffic and alleviating congestion. And those individuals have shared with me that traffic is actually not an issue in Manatee County compared to other metropolitan areas of the same size. In other words, this is a perception versus reality issue. Because people don't like being caught in traffic, they think that there is a problem. When in fact, this is just what happens when you have 250,000 people living in a particular area. Compared to other cities of the same size, this is not a problem. We don't actually have a problem downtown. So what do you think about traffic downtown in Bradenton? Is it really an issue for you?
I lived downtown Houston before I moved here, and before that I lived in Orange County, California, so I actually agree with the people who kind of laugh at the idea that this is even traffic, because I have been in traffic. And this is traffic. This is not traffic. Exactly. But the other thing, and this I don't believe this is in this article, that new bridge, one of the proposed spots is right down here at 15th Avenue, which is between the Manatee Village Historical Park and the 1850s burying ground. I love history, and that's a very important thing to me. We talk about all of these new roads going in, and we forget about the things we're going to lose because of them. Losing the 1850s burying ground, they won't completely get rid of it. They'll move pieces, but they're going to be moving graves. Founding pioneer in order to put this road in.
Yeah.
As people are trying to address these traffic issues, I think there's a lot of kind of like what you were saying, that just initial, like, we want to solve this one little problem here that's going to fix everything, but really we need to look at all of the things. We just screwed up when we stopped using trains. I love trains. I want a train back. Let's go back in time and get trains again.